are the Group 6 Voltis 5, and here are my co-members: Gakasan Rosalie, Gutierrez Daisy Joy, yours truly Hista Darlene Jean, Patenio Jackie Rose, and Cervelio Stephanie. So today, we are going to discuss all about learning characteristic of learners with difficulty communicating. The ability to communicate with others is critical to a young child's development, and it is a prerequisite to academic learning. Yet, some children have disorders that interfere with various aspects of their abilities to communicate. This digest discusses various types of communication disorders, their incidence, the learning difficulties associated with them, the special case of English language learners, and the educational significance of communication disorders. But before we are going to proceed our formal discussions, let us know first our objectives. First objectives, we have draw implications of the learning characteristics of children with special needs. Second, explain what inclusive education is and is not. And lastly, discuss how inclusive education is related to meeting the needs of all students and is not just an issue related to students who receive special education services. So what is communication? Communication is the process by which one individual expresses ideas, feelings, opinions, or messages to others, and receives and understands ideas, feelings, opinions, or messages from others. We have also here language. Language is a rule-governed system of arbitrary symbols that stand for meaning, and speech is the physical production of that system. What is a communication disorder? Children with communication disorders have deficits in their ability to exchange information with others. A communication disorder may occur in the realm of language, speech, and/or hearing. Language difficulties include spoken language, reading or writing difficulties. Speech encompasses such areas as articulation and phonology, or the ability to speak clearly and be intelligible, fluency or stuttering, and voice. Hearing difficulties may also encompass speech problem, like articulation or voice, or language problems. Hearing impairments include deafness and hearing loss, which can result from a conductive loss, a sensory neural loss, a mixed loss, or a central hearing loss. Characteristic of children with communication disorders. First, a child with a communication problem may present many different symptoms. This may include difficulty following directions, attending to a conversation, pronouncing words, perceiving what was said, expressing oneself, or being understood because of a stutter or a hoarse voice. Second, we have the problems with language may involve difficulty expressing ideas coherently, learning new vocabulary, understanding questions, following directions, recalling information, understanding and remembering something that has just been said, reading at a satisfactory pace, comprehending spoken or read material, learning the alphabet, identifying sounds that correspond to letters, perceiving the correct order of letters in words, and possibly spelling. Difficulties with speech may include being unintelligible due to a motor problem or due to poor learning, sounding hoarse, breathy or harsh may be due to a voice problem. Stuttering also affects speech intelligibility because the child's flow of speech is interrupted. So, the question is, how inclusive education is related to meeting the needs of all students. All right. So to answer that question, inclusive education takes into account the different needs of all students in order to create an inclusive learning environment. This can be done by modifying the teaching methods, materials, and resources used in the classroom and creating a supportive school culture. Inclusive education can benefit all students, not just those with special needs. And also, inclusive education is a term used to describe a type of a schooling where all students, regardless of ability or their disability, have access to quality education that meets their specific needs. This can be done in a variety of ways depending on the school and in the community. Educational implications of communications disorder. A strong relationship exists between communication and academic achievement. Language and communication proficiency, along with academic success, depend on whether students can match their communications to the learning teaching style of the classroom. Students with communication disorders are capable of high academic success if they learn the classroom social, language, and learning patterns. Teachers and speech language pathologists should focus their attention on classroom interactions and the language and communications used within the school in order to help students learn to communicate in these environments. Explicit language and communication planning, as well as non deliberate language use and conscious choice of language, are important features of the school and class environments that provide opportunities for teaching and learning. So that's it. I hope you learned something new from our discussion this morning. Thank you for watching.